Hi guys, John and Plant here to tell you about something very special coming up in the coming months.
That's right. In October 2024, we were saddened to hear that regular listener and friend of the podcast, James Allen, had passed away at the age of 37 after a brave battle with bowel cancer. So, we're raising money for Teesside Hospice. Teesside Hospice provided James and his family with excellent palliative care. We wanted to support Teesside Hospice by raising some much needed funds to continue helping enrich the lives of those with cancer in Teesside. So to raise as much money as we can, we're going out of our comfort zone and we're going on a walk.
To Mordor, up Mount Doom.
No, John, that's the Lord of the Rings.
Oh. We're teaming up with James's sister Jen to do a 25-mile walk around Ullswater Way at the Dalmain Loop on Saturday, the May the 3rd.
John, I've not been raising money for charity as long as you have, but I'm going to give Teesside Hospice what I think they want to see.
No, Plenty, I've told you, that's a running man.
God!
Guys, if you want to support us, just go to justgiving.com/page/100thingpod or get ourselves at 100thingswelearntfromfilm.co.uk.
I hope we end up better off than that lad from Into the Wild.
Hi guys, on this show, we're looking at Coltrane, Carty, Nielsen, Bresslaw, Armstrong, Jones, Anthony and Marshall. We're looking at 1983's Krull.
Hello everyone and welcome to your favourite film podcast that talks about fantasy, sci-fi, fantasy, sci-fi, fantasy. Make your fucking mind up. It's 100 Things We Learn From Film. I'm one of your hosts, my name's Planty, and this week I'm being dubbed over by Michael Elphick.
Oh no way!
That's one of my which is pretty good going for a man that's been dead for 20 years.
I know, huh? And I'm the other guy, and I'm being dubbed over by Henry Kelly.
Oh,
R.I.P.
That's
R.I.P.
wrong.
Sorry, guys.
And why don't you come too? Oh, mate, Henry Kelly was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he was game for a laugh, wasn't he? For a laugh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus. Boom, 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 boom. Let's keep on
Was he on
coming.
U-Bet as well? He was another one on U-Bet. Oh, no, that was Matthew Kelly.
That was
Matthew Kelly.
Aye.
Paedophile,
Yeah,
question
Kelly.
mark?
Well, he never got caught,
No.
so...
Never got caught. Oh, the old Jimmy Savile defence. Great. Moving on before we fucking get ourselves
before we get
live
cancelled
with more.
again.
Fuck me, as if last week wasn't bad enough. So look, we're at 100 Things to Learn from Film. As I mentioned before, the podcast that tries to learn 100 things from every film. And this week, it is a patron's choice. Somebody has picked this. Somebody has picked this and forced us to watch it. They paid £1 every month. They get a shout out at the end of every episode. But they also get the chance to put the name on a wheel, spin the wheel. And it's finally come round to... patron for a while now, Jake, who every single time somebody else's name comes up, he gets absolutely raging in the comments on Patreon, doesn't he? Which is like it. And it got to a point where I've been messaged by two separate people going, is this a bit? Is this a thing that you're doing? Are you Jake? Just out of interest. Are you Jake? And are you paying £1 just to get on the fucking wheel? And then are you going in and commenting that it should be Krull? No. He's a real person. I have met him. Yep. He's a real human. He's a real boy.
Yes. He really is, but yeah, I've honestly felt sorry for him because it's a couple of times we watched him and it's a couple of times he's close.
I like it spins and it just ticks over. Ticks over.
Aye.
Yeah. What did Jake? Well, look, I don't know why I was about to ask you, John, because he's here. I mean, he's not here.
Let the man.
He sent us a voice note to tell us. So, Jake, on your Ganson.
Hi, my name is Jake. I'm a teacher from Redcar, North East England. Avid follower of the podcast. I have chosen Krull because I am low-key obsessed with it. It was a film that I first watched when my dad had recorded it off the telly onto a VHS. And it was just one of those films that, as a child, really was just very exciting. There's aliens, there's magical weapons, there's wizards, there's all sorts of incredible things, fantasy creatures, you name it. And it just really is a very exciting film for a child. As I've grown up, I still love it. As an adult, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Yes, it's massively flawed, and I'm sure you're going to rip it apart. But what film isn't, to be fair, and it's just got some really magical quality about it. A few facts about Krull. There's some interesting voiceover facts. So Lisette Anthony, she was voiced over by an American actress because they were worried that her English accent wouldn't sell in America, which was a shame. And very interestingly, Robbie Coltrane's character was voiced over by Michael Elphick, which I think is a really interesting fact. I have many, many more facts. I'm probably going to send you them on a different recording, but that'll do for now. Go Krull! Yay! Woohoo!
Thank you very much. Right, right. So we start with 3 facts. So that's a good start, isn't it?
That's
but
good.
something I just have to pick up, Jake, on that. You did say, aren't all films flawed? No. In my opinion, I think films that aren't flawed at all, The Godfather. John?
No, man. Jaws.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hot Fuzz.
Love it. Oh, aye. Well, I'll go you one better. Shaun of the
Oh,
Dead.
good man. I'm glad I didn't pick Shaun of the Dead then. Aliens?
I was going to say Alien 3, but I can't do it. As much as I do love it, I think it's good. For me, it's got to be The Usual Suspect.
Oh, mate. Yeah, in English, please.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll add Cinema Paradiso as well, because Cinema Paradiso is a fucking perfect movie.
Hotel Paradiso.
Oh,
amazing,
Jesus. See, now you've ruined it all. Ruined it all.
Sorry, mate.
Anyway,
Sorry, mate.
yeah, Jake, no, look, jokes aside. Krull John, 1983? Question mark?
Aye, so there was a lot going on. I think I saw Krull because there's lots going on. So I'm thinking Conan and all that. So I was into all that. Beastmaster, that sort of thing.
Previous episode, early episode of Beastmaster, wasn't
it? Yeah, one of them. Yeah. So I was into all that. I watched it once and it didn't grab me. But there was loads of good stuff out. So I'm going to start with a couple of bangers here. One of them is Microwave Massacre.
What? Stop making things
up. No, I'm not making it up.
Oh, actually, no, I've seen this. I've absolutely seen. There's a fat man in a chair, and he gets murdered by a microwave.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck me, and Rachel must have watched that maybe during lockdown. Jesus.
There you go. Yeah. Superman 3.
R.I.P. Mr. Luthor.
Yep, The Man with Two Brains. Lovely.
Unlike the 2 men with no brains that are on this podcast.
the men with...
the 2 men with the shared brain.
The Outsiders.
Oh, yeah.
I actually liked it. Local Hero. Of course I'm going to say Local Hero.
We haven't done Local Hero. I'm surprised we haven't done Local. We didn't do it in Scotchtoberfest.
Yeah.
We should.
One that I seen young and actually liked, Octopussy.
All right, yeah, I like Octopussy.
I like it.
Yeah, it made me kind of fancy Honor Blackman in that thing where one of the McCanns, she was the sexy mother-in-law.
Sorry, it was the eye. It was like the eye. I know.
I keep on saying on the up, but it's not on the up. It's all in the family house thing. Basically, the British Charles in Charge, wasn't it? Or who's the boss?
That was it. And last but not least, Blue Thunder.
Is that the helicopter?
Cheap Man's Airwolf.
Oh, fuck it. Who was in that one?
Was it Rod Steiger?
Was it really? Because your man... your man Airwolf was... what's his name with the cello, wasn't it? Jean-Michel Jarre. What was he called?
It was his name. Vincent Van Helsing.
You ain't even had a drink. I've had half a can.
By the way, I'm looking at the Blue Thunder cast. Did you know Malcolm McDowell's in it? So is Daniel Stern.
Is he?
I didn't know that.
Fucking hell. Malcolm McDowell. By the way, next week, John, we might as well tell them. No, let's not. We'll save what we're going to do next week until the end of the show, because that'll keep you listening.
Always keep them hanging. Always keep them hanging.
I'll be fucking hanging next week. I'm on holiday. But we were going to do, on the subject of McDowell, we were going to do Class of 1999, weren't we? Which I think one day we'll do.
Yeah, we'll do it.
When you've got access to it. But I'm literally looking at the DVD here. Uncut, never before released DVD. Widescreen, John, and special features, trailer, filmographies. Which, by the way, I watched Krull on my special edition DVD, standard definition DVD. and I decided that I never want to watch it again. So it's winging its way to Dean, our friend Dean, later next week when I get back off holiday. It will be on its way to our good friend Dean in South London.
You sold somebody a copy?
No, I ain't sold it to him. I've given it him.
Wow.
I put on Blue Sky that if anybody wants it, as long as they're in Britain, they can have it. And of course, old Magpie Dean, when it comes to DVDs, because he'd only end up picking it up in a charity shop for 10p anyway.
To be fair, it is a cult classic, but I never got on board with it. So, and I can see why. I can honestly see why. But yeah, for me, there was a lot more going on at that point.
Jake sent us other stuff. Jake, really sorry, we can't use all of the things because we'll be here all fucking night. But Jake does say he understands why people don't like it because it's absolutely a Lord of the Rings ripoff. Because there's a giant spider and all that kind of thing. You know, there's a Gandalf and anyway. And you're absolutely right. I've watched it twice now, and I enjoyed it considerably more the second time I watched it. Considerably more. Yeah, because I just think, watching it, I thought, oh, God, this is so stupid. This is so shit. But watching it the second time, I thought, there's a lot in here it's got heart. I'll give it that.
Oh, I know. There's a lot.
British productions as well, mate. You know me. I can't see past the British production.
They paid $14 million to make the bloody thing, and it only pulled in 16.9. So,
mate,
it was a labour of love, I think. But it came across as if it was just because there was a lot of really broad cast, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Really broad.
Got a big cast.
Really broadcast.
Broadcast news. Anyway, let's get on with it. Give us a quid. We'll let you on the wheel and we'll give it a spin. And we'll also give you a shout out. So that's 100 things we learn from film.co.uk, which also includes all of our socials. And also go to patreon.com/100 things film, where you can do all that bit. Right, okay. Columbia Pictures, John. It opens as Columbia Pictures, right?
Yeah.
Between 1982 and 1987, they were owned by, get this, Coca-Cola.
What?
Yes,
Really?
the Coca-Cola company bought them.
Jesus.
And in that time, they released, amongst others, Tootsie, Gandhi, The Karate Kid, The Big Chill.
The Karate Kid?
The Karate Kid.
Sorry, mate.
And
Karate.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Busters of the Ghosts.
Busting makes them feel good. I mean, come on, lads. Makes us all feel good, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Who's the dame? I wrote. Columbia. She's a female national personification of the United States and is based, of course, upon the Statue of Liberty in this instance. But yeah, Columbia has been about for a while. She's basically Uncle Sam, but the woman version.
And the woman version, yeah. Yep. Auntie Samantha.
We get the Glaith flying through space and the words Krull. Now, the Glaith, there's a lot to be said for the Glaith, and again, this is something Jake messaged me, and he said it's a brilliant weapon, it's a fantastic weapon, but they underuse it, right? I'm going to argue it's a really shit weapon that they underuse.
It's underused it, yeah. I'll have to look up what Glaith meant. It's a modern French. It refers to it's French for like short sword.
Oh right! Wow.
So, because I'm like, what the fuck the hell does that mean? I just keep thinking, big man shuriken. get on Shinobi.
You need the like Shadow Dancer. You need the white dog to attack the lads close up.
Oh, the Shadow Dancer. That's right. Oh man,
especially
classics.
That still looks amazing. How that was only 16-bit.
Yeah. And throwing the thing was up the building.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Right. So produced by it's a Ron Silverman and a Ted Mann.
Is it Ted Mann? Yeah. It was his last production.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, his last one.
He's a man, baby.
Ted Mann. I thought it was Michael Mann's dad. Honestly, I like that. Who's Michael Mann's dad? And it was like, no, him.
Nepo babies, they make your films come true. Ted Mann, head of Mann Theatres. In 1973, he purchased the National General Theatre chain and changed the name of Grauman's Chinese Theatre in LA to Mann's Chinese Theatre.
Ah, right, okay.
I believe Mann's Chinese Theatre is not the preferred nomenclature, dude. Ron Silverman, not the one with the peg leg, not the pirate, began his career as a writer for The Wild Wild West. The TV show, the Wiki Wild Wild West.
No,
Jim West,
the shit
Desperado.
one.
Yeah. And other United Artists programmes and pilots before becoming a filmmaker. There you go.
He's done a lot, hasn't he? I think we've done him before, but he's done a lot of films.
Rachel turned to me and she went, "This is Christmas film music, this."
That's a wee bit, wasn't it?
Does sound
a wee bit upbeat.
So, we start with, I've written, here's the Star Destroyer, or Spaceball 1.
Aye, but when it lands, it looks like it's got a pair of tits. Sorry to say.
Or the space version of the Final Destination login truck. Or the Giant's Causeway. So it is.
Aye.
It was all of those things
in
in the two watches that I had. It's a ship, question mark, made out of
yeah,
rock.
it's a bit weird.
Couldn't quite figure out what was going on there.
But just this was directed by Peter Yates. He directed Bullet, but he also directed 7 episodes of The Saint with Roger Moore.
Oh, did he?
Octopussy, baby.
Oh, good connection. Mate, the man that directed Bullet directed this.
Yeah.
Stick to cars on hills, mate.
Aye,
really do. You know what I mean?
It's today. Rocks in space.
It rotates, doesn't it? And it lands on the planet of Krull, right?
Krull, yeah.
And it's called the Black Fortress, and it's owned by the Beast.
Yep.
No, not the bloke from The Chase.
Aye. Or Mr. Beast.
Yeah, enough of that guy. And his Slayers. The Slayers, John, I think probably needs more Buffy and Faith, if I'm honest.
Aye. Buffy, definitely.
Faith, John, 1987 single from George Michael from the album of the same name.
Any chance to get George Michael in it? Any chance?
George's Michaels. 48 in Japan, Konnichiwa. Number 1 in Straya, The Stupid Sexy Flanders Ultra Pop. Canada A, where, John?
The Netherlands! So early? What the hell?
Early, did
you see me that? I wasn't expecting that.
Not even a word. Not even a word in the film. And you're doing the Netherlands. New Zealand, Present, David Lim. And USA.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. Great song that, by the way. I love George Michael. Man, imagine if we'd still had George Michael.
Gotta have it. No,
we deserved much more George Michael.
Gone too soon,
Because
definitely.
he was in on the joke when he.
Aye,
that one where he's I've been alone in the bathroom, I've been alone in the kitchen, baby, and he's doing that. He's in the toilet with the cop. It's I loved him so much.
I like people that own it, like CJ McCarran and all that with the tax and all that. He's everybody that you own it. Even Joel.
Jimmy Carr, the gypsies thing. I can't see past it. I'm afraid.
No, that. But Joel Dommett, he's owned his wanking thing.
What?
He's totally owned it. So Joel Dommett, well, mate. Really?
This I'm going to Google this afterwards.
He got catfished.
Right.
So, but somebody made him masturbate in front of the camera and he recorded it, and it's on the internet, big man. Did you not know this?
Wow, no.
Wow,
what's he packing? Is he packing?
I've never seen it, but I just know it's a thing. But he owns it. People talk about it all the time to him, so he's owned it.
Good lad. It's like Dan Belson and his Nelson Mandela impression, isn't it, really?
Who is Nelson Mandela?
It's like Jake and his Krull obsession. He owns it.
Yeah, I know. He's really got a shuriken, buddy.
He has really got a Joel Dommett for the...
yeah, he really
Anyway. We love you very much.
Yep.
We get this narration bit. And I, by the way... There's a particular line in this that I don't like, and it's the opening line. This it was given to me to know. What? All right, the kid out of Mad Max 2. That many worlds have been enslaved by the Beast and his army, the Slayers. And this too it was given to me to know. Just fucking tell us. That the Beast would come to our world. The world of Krull. Now... Question, listeners, because fact checker Stig, that's what you're here for. Is this the earliest ever you win the film? Probably not the podcast, because we've been talking for about 15 minutes now, right?
No, but no.
Is this the earliest ever
film
you win the film?
I think it
feels like.
Because it's an intro. Literally intro. I've seen a lot of coat of arms. Have you seen all? Did you see them all? They were round about with these crests and coats of arms.
Oh, right, okay. Have you seen
So
this?
I looked up the first recognised instance of a coat of arms being passed from one generation to another is that of Geoffrey, Count of Anjou, and it was 1151 CE. So there you go.
Nice, good work, you. And his black fortress would be seen in the land. That the smoke of burning villages would darken the sky, and the cries of the dying echo through the deserted valleys. But one thing I cannot know, whether the prophecy be true, that a girl of ancient name shall become queen, that shall choose a king, and that together they shall rule our world, and that their son shall rule the galaxy. Oh, I'm in, I thought. Princess Lissa. So,
Yep.
we'll come to this name thing because there's a particular bit about this that fucking infuriated me and was far too underwritten when we meet the fucking Witcher of the Woods or whatever she's called, right? Anyway, we'll come to that. Okay. She's concerned for her love, Colwyn, returning. She's suggesting an alliance against the Beast and his slayers. She wants to marry Colwyn, and then they can have support from his father, Tyrell. She says to her father, but he's a good fighter. She said, good fighters make the worst husbands.
There you go.
Like, okay.
Look at Rocky.
I don't know. Once he had a few bob, he was decent. He certainly looked after his brother-in-law, didn't he? Happy birthday, Barley. That Robert.
Oh, yeah, Barley. I know. Jeez, that whole fucking thing looked like the flying in it. Jesus.
So we now get this massive fucking info dump about the fact that they've been away for however long and we've sent men and all this. I'm like, fucking show, don't tell. But again, you've spent the money you're spending.
Oh,
like
staging.
The money you've spent, put it into some bits.
Mm-hmm.
We see what's left of the army crossing the plains. This bit with the horses just missing coconuts being smashed together.
I know.
Python. They arrived, and one of the blokes goes, "We lost 300 getting here." So this is not Sparta.
I know. They're in that hole.
Lissa and Colwyn, your journey was hard. Not as hard as I am right now, darling.
Oh, yeah, baby.
The snog and the music swells, which I kind of like.
Aye.
That night is the wedding.
Do you know where I know her from?
Go on.
And I don't know why she always comes in my head, but she played Krista in Alfreda's Own Pet. And the only reason I remember that is because Jimmy Neal keeps saying her fucking name all the time. Krista.
So it does. Yeah. Oh, Krista.
Krista. She's also in 5 Bryan Adams videos. 5.
What?
Aye, she's in 5.
Fancy the pants off.
Must have done. But she was also in the Bill, big man. Everybody knows her for... Aye, yeah, she's in the Bill. And she done that. Is it the one with Leslie Nielsen, the vampire one?
Oh, the Dracula Dead and Loving.
Aye, that's where I know her for. I know. But Krista's the one that sticks in my head a lot. Krista. Oh, Jimmy Neal.
Crocodile shoes indeed. That night...
Didn't he recognise her voice, though? Did you?
Oh, no, because as Jake told us, she was dubbed over, which seems a bit of a fucking...
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Isn't it just? We're at the wedding. The kings propose a single kingdom under the couple, so they've just given it all up to the kids, which is just as well because they're both about to die.
Yeah.
They're absolutely fucking regicided, isn't it?
I know. Jesus Christ. I thought it was going to be like, do you remember some of the scenes that were in Excalibur? And there was like an onslaught, there was blood everywhere. I was expecting that. All I seen is Farquaad flying, like somebody that looked like Prince Farquaad flying across the room. It's so weird. But hilarity ensues in the fight.
It certainly does. The Slayers arrive riding through the night. So, Colwyn places this torch in water and says, "Fire will only return to the woman that I choose as my wife." And she takes the fireball from the water and hands it to him in his hand, just as the Slayers arrive. Now, remember this, listeners, because he's going to come. It's going to It's the monster killer at the end. It's the monster killer at the end. We've got a MacGuffin, and then we've actually got a monster killer at the end. The king heads down to a secret dungeon with Lissa. He's done that before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh no, stepdaughter. Step princess. And Colwyn stays to fight the Slayers, which are basically Darth Vaders with a worm in the helmet. Yep. And when he kills the worm in the helmet, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We get some sloth-style buccaneering in the battle, by the way.
Yeah, what's it called? Swashbuckling. I looked that up. So swashbuckling basically means engaging in daring and romantic adventures with bravado and flamboyance.
Oh, very good. Jake actually said to me when we were talking, he said, if this had been released probably 30, 40 years before, it's a real throwback to that Errol Flynn type stuff.
That's who he based it on. That's who
right,
based it on.
okay,
Aye,
very
Ken
good.
Marshall based it on Errol Flynn.
Great stuff. The princess gets abducted and Colwyn gets killed, ?
Yeah.
They raise the castle and ride to the Black Fortress. Right.
Do they?
Well, the next morning, Ynir arrives,
Yep.
doesn't he? Your old boy out of Emmerdale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my god.
And adds a balm to Colwyn's injury. He lives.
Yeah.
Right, so they'd obviously meant to set fire to this, but the whole castle set still exists. It's not a different set of a burnt
No,
out castle.
all they set fire to was one hay bale. That was it.
And all they've done is
And
they've
then
just
you come in
put
the morning, it's just a hay bale. It's
some smoke pellets, some plumber's smoke pellets. I know because I used my dad's plumber's smoke pellets at college as a special effect.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and nearly set off the fucking fire alarm at the college. Yeah,
Of course
anyway.
you did plenty.
Of course I
I
did.
trust you. Can he
Just
trust
needs-
you?
And as Dad said, should have had a flu. If your college hadn't got a flu, why would you do that? So Dad, it was outside. It was just too close to the doors. Anyway. Ynir explains she is gone, but still reachable. You are Ynir, the old one. Well, not as old as all that. It's a really fun line that kind of keeps coming back.
It really
And
does,
actually,
doesn't
it's probably my favourite line of the whole thing. It's just the kind of really like
Retort.
affronted look he's got on his face. He's Ben Kenobi, ?
it? Yes.
Colwyn sobs at the loss of his father and his wife on the same day. Ynir explains they need help to make it to the Black Fortress and score more points than the Beast. I've written.
Is that what you've put, actually?
I've written that there.
Jesus.
What a twat. He also needs the Glaive, which he must climb a mountain. It's in a cave on the highest peak. It can be the most powerful weapon in the hands of the right man. So now we get a prolonged scene of him doing Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2.
Yep, so he's checking up the hills of either Italy or Spain, one of the two.
All right, yeah, depending on the day. Nice one. Mission Impossible 2, John, hands down the best Mission Impossible film with a Limp Bizkit soundtrack.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any
it's
better
right up
Mission
there.
Impossible film with a Limp Bizkit soundtrack.
Dougherty Scott.
Honestly, though, I say this, and people lose it. I really like Mission Impossible 2. It's so stupid, it's brilliant. There's just no chemistry between those two.
Oh, there's none, and it's even got bloody thing in it, Hannibal Lecter in it. What the what?
Oh,
It's
so
got
it
Anthony
has.
Hopkins at the
Yeah,
beginning,
he
aye,
rings
for
it
no
at the very
reason.
beginning.
There's
I
no
was-
reason for it to be
I
in
was
it.
just about to say, Dundonian character actor Brian Cox isn't in Mission Impossible 2.
No. The other guy, the other one.
Ethan Hunt, fuck off.
I know.
Would have been much better.
Aye. Fuck off.
Colwyn, John. Colwyn Bay is in Wales, in North Wales, and Theatre Colwyn is its oldest working theatre. Wales' oldest working theatre and cinema opened in 1885. Yes, I'm so out of facts. We're going this way. During World War II, the Colwyn Bay Hotel was the headquarters of the Ministry of Food.
Nice.
And also, surely, I think personally, the most talented pool of people from a small town in North Wales. Paula Yates, The Vivian, Terry Jones, Timothy Dalton, all from Colwyn.
Timothy Dalton.
There you
Oh,
go,
did
bringing
he?
it back to Octopussy.
Yeah,
Kind
one of fan favourite for the old Doctor Who. I was going to say for the old James Bond.
Yeah.
Underrated, man. Totally
And Hot
underrated.
Fuzz, bringing it back to that.
Aye, yeah.
I'm a slasher and I must be stopped.
A slasher prizes.
When he arrives at the cave, he sees the Glaive in a lava?
Yep.
Mark.
Or jelly, whatever you might call it.
And being sure to roll up his sleeve first,
Yes.
he grabs it out of the lava.
He didn't want to be Terminator, did he?
So I'm going to assume his wedding made him fireproof?
Aye, I'm thinking that. Yep. Is all the asbestos to you?
Flame on indeed. A material is considered fireproof, John, when it's been treated with chemicals called flame retardants that disrupt the chemical reactions needed for combustion, essentially preventing it from easily catching fire or slowing down the spread of flames by releasing heat-absorbing substances like water vapour when exposed to heat.
All right. Okay. Good to know.
Flame retardants can be applied through treatments like spraying, dipping, or even being integrated into the material during manufacturing.
Nice. Okay.
I assume he was going to integrate his flame retardant into her on the wedding night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, missed that opportunity, didn't you? Instead, she's getting beasted. So.
Aye.
The glaive is a shining. I've written here impossible boomerang with knives attached.
Yes. Yes. That has got a really impractical way of gripping, because every time when you hold it, you would get stabbed by one of those. I don't know. I don't get it.
Mate, you would absolutely, when it comes back to you, you would absolutely end up having your fingers off, like in the Faculty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
The impossible boomerang thing, by the way, was actually called the whiz-back boomerang. I had one as a kid. You were meant to throw it. It had like 3 sticks.
Yeah, I had one.
Circle.
Yeah.
You meant to throw it, always came back. I could never do it. Made by Bluebird Toys, John. It no longer exists.
Oh.
Folded into Mattel in 1998. They also made Polly Pocket, Manta Force, and the Big Yellow Teapot.
Man, my sister said a big yellow teapot.
We have just unlocked some fucking core memories for people
a
of
lot
about
of people.
38 years old there, I think.
Very much.
A little bit younger than me.
Yeah.
You are welcome, old people. On the subject of old people, by the way, your man that plays Yanir was 56 at this point.
Bloody hell, man.
Go away now, listeners. If you are over the age of 30, go away now and drink some water. Just go and drink some water.
Yeah.
I've got some ice
that's
in my
all we
whiskey.
ask.
And I realise it's not even 6 o'clock at night. It's been a long
Enough water for you. There's enough water for you.
Indeed. In the Black Fortress, Lyssa's being kept prisoner by the Beast, and he desires to marry her. I couldn't quite figure out how this fortress was
work.
it like a monster's skull or face?
Because a lot it looked like they were walking through ear canal.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a little bit that reminded me of some, when it's closing in. Certainly something I've seen that I couldn't quite put my finger on.
Yeah, it looks as if
maybe
it's
something
maybe
we've done before.
It looks like a person.
It was weird. Ynir tells Colwyn to only use the glaive when he needs it, which is, funnily enough, what my old man told me when I was 15. Good advice.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
He says, you'll know when, and I'm guessing it's the end of the film.
Yes, yeah, because we can't afford to have that thing pinging about.
That's right. They need to find the blind emerald seer, and he says it's a day's journey from here. As darkness falls, they're by this pool, and a comet hits the water, and Ergo emerges.
Yeah.
Did you recognise this actor, John?
I've seen him in hundreds of stuff.
Yeah.
It was definitely in a couple of Doctor Who stuff.
Oh, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that.
absolutely.
He's everywhere, man. As soon as you see his face, like, I know him.
Run home, Charlie. He says, I might have drowned with you, Gorkin. He went, that could have been quicksand. I might have been sucked to my death. Chance of me a fine
That's the way I want to go. That's the way I want to go. He's definitely the comic relief, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Of
No,
course he
without
is.
a doubt. He's a C-3PO.
Oh, R2, my circuits. Oh, my circuits, R2. I was aiming to land over 1,000 miles away from where I am. We learn he's a hill person, so I assume he's, I don't know, he
Benny
eats
Hill's brother.
people. I was going to suggest he eats fucking people lost in the fucking hills or something.
Ah, right.
And he has powers, but not that can do harm. He intends to turn Colwyn into a goose, fat and ugly for your insolence, but instead turns himself into one.
Yeah.
The Anatidea are a biological family of water birds that includes ducks, geese, and swans. The family occurs on all the world's continents except for Antarctica. There you go.
Had a bad day, We'll find out,
He changes back and explains he's Ergo the Magnificent, who doesn't travel with peasants or beggars, until he hears this monster in the forest and he joins them. I just remembered urgent business in this direction. What business? Staying alive.
Aye.
Oh, I love that we both. Yeah, I did the moves,
Aye.
you did the sound. Great. Back at the palace, the Beast tells Lysa Anthony she can travel anywhere in the fortress, but not beyond. She's going to be his queen. So she can go anywhere in the fucking ear canal and the fucking brain teeth or whatever's going on.
Aye.
They head through a cut in the mountains to save half a day and are attacked by robbers. He says, "Don't worry, I'll turn them all into pigs," doesn't he?
Yep.
Liam Neeson and Alan Armstrong pop up.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
not kidding, I had to pause it just to take a moment to appreciate
To drink it on.
two of my absolute favourites.
Yeah. Split Second as well. He was in Split Second as well.
Oh, so he was. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
chief, isn't he? He's Split Second.
Yeah. Aye.
Great. Anfield Plains, Alan Armstrong. Anfield Plain, of course, is a tiny little town, old coal mining town in County Durham, where I've sold loads of houses. And they throw axes at Ergo, and he ducks, and the axes hit one another and land
on him.
perfectly. It's great.
Aye.
And then there's this little piggy underneath. It's great.
Yeah.
They tell Colwyn that they don't kill men without good reason. We don't kill men without good reason. He points out that they're prisoners. They still have the manacles. They're still chained.
Yeah.
And
I
he
was going
suggests
to. We've already done it. We've already done handcuffs and manacles.
have indeed.
No point. Yeah.
We follow no man. He says, "Would you follow a king to the Black Fortress?" "I wouldn't follow my own father to the Black Fortress." That's good. They explain they don't fight for anything other than money. And Colwyn says, "Freedom and fame," which Ynier says they can leave to their sons. He says, "I have no son." Oh, here's Todd Carty, by the way, John. Todd Carty.
Yeah, a little Todd Carty, a little Mark. Mark
Fowler, yeah. He's obviously had the day off from the fruit and veg stall, hasn't he?
Pre-HIV, aye. Jesus.
I have no sons, but I shall go with you.
Aww.
It's sweet. It's one of only 3 lines he has got in the movie.
Robert Coltrane looks really young in it, doesn't he?
He looks like
He's
Mike
shaved
Watt
hair.
out of space, doesn't he?
Aye. Oh, he really does, doesn't he? So
This little
like,
tash.
what the-
In fact, he looks more like that child that they've got playing young Mike. You know, he's got the tash when they're up the
Aye.
tree.
That's right. Aye, but it sounds like Boone, doesn't he? Hey ho, silver.
It does sound like Boone, yeah, as Jake tells us. Yeah. Colwyn frees the boy, and Alan Armstrong says, "Only the king and Lord Marshal have keys to these manacles." And he goes, "Yeah, I know." And he's like, "Motherfucker."
Aye. What? Wanna
They
watch
agree to
it?
join him. "If we succeed, then free me, or I shall die wearing them." I'm like, "Mate, you are one of only fucking 2 people, one of only 2 of your gang that survived this whole fucking carry, this whole palaver, including 6 or 7 lads who barely have a name.
Barely make it, I know.
They only have names to be shouted when they're dying.
That's right.
They are not mentioned. They don't have any lines. But when they're dying, they get the fucking
Everybody
name
shouts
shouted,
their name,
and
didn't
it's
they? I
fucking
know.
great.
Well done.
Yeah, it's my kind of death. My kind of death.
Aye, nobody knows you till you're dying.
Where nobody knows your name. We ride on. Ergo stops to farm some gooseberries. He's banging on all the time about these gooseberries, isn't he? The goose in gooseberry, John, has been seen as a corruption of either the Dutch word kruispies or the Allied German Krausbier.
All right.
Those accents. Yeah.
There you go, mate. Well done, you. You doing that? Did you get that phonetics?
Phonetically.
That shows you how to see it. Hang on, just going to turn the light on.
See it, say it, sort it. A common name for many species of rebus, which also includes currants, is the gooseberry. And here I am with the fact of the episode. Gooseberry bush was a 19th century slang for pubic hair.
No way.
And from this comes the saying that babies are born, quote unquote, under a gooseberry bush.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
you've heard that.
That's
yeah.
a fact. I've
where
heard that.
comes
aye.
from, fucking hell.
Wow.
Let's pass that on
Jesus.
to all the generations. Maybe not if
Let's
they're under 18,
say.
because that'll end up with us in fucking prison.
That's
That'll
your
end,
legacy, mate,
that'll
that's
end up with us in court under the Telecoms fucking Act.
it. Oh, God, aye.
And that's the last thing either of us need in our jobs.
No half. No half. Jesus.
As he's picking the gooseberries, he has a trident thrown at him by this Cyclops. We learn that he was aiming at and killing a slayer. Ynier tells us that Cyclopses used to have 2 eyes, but traded them for the power to see into the future. And I'm like,
Yeah,
mate,
just-
I tell you what, I'm all right with not being able to judge distance as long as I can figure out what the fucking lottery numbers are.
Aye, I'll do that. Yeah, no bother. Aye. They must have been in cahoots with the 3 witches for bloody Clash of Titans. So
They are indeed.
remember they've got the one
They
eye.
have the one eye between the fucking lot of them.
That's
yeah.
right.
Mate, terrible film, but I love it. Ynier heads into the Emerald Cave to speak with the seer. The place is littered with bright glowing emeralds, and the seer is seated. Goes with him are Alan Armstrong's character and Colwyn. This old boy, by the way, sat around here, the seer. It's basically the night out of the Last Crusade, isn't it?
Oh, aye, it really is. Because as soon as you see him, like, man, that's that old guy.
He recognises Ynire's voice and agrees to seek the fortress. Meanwhile, Alan Armstrong's character grabs a handful of emeralds because he's a thief. That's what he does.
He's a thief, exactly.
Ergo talks to the seer's little helper kid, Titch, right?
Yeah.
He says, have you got any chocolate? Oh, you're a child. You must have some candy. And I'm like, fuck off American films.
But I called it, he asked for gumdrops.
He does.
So gumdrops were believed to be invented by Percy Tursdale in 1801.
Not Jeff Gumdrop.
No.
That's very disappointing.
Not Betty Bastard either. Good old Betty Bastard.
Betty Bastard. He says, I got a cinnamon bar. I'd pay to see Ergo do the fucking cinnamon challenge, by the way.
Oh, no shit, aye. By the way, that cinnamon bar looked like a giant boost. See when he cracked it, I was like, that's a boost.
A Cadbury's boost. The cinnamon challenge, John. The stunt can be dangerous. There is a risk of gagging or choking on the cinnamon, especially if it forms a clump and clogs one airways. Accidental inhalation of cinnamon can seriously damage the lungs by causing inflammation and leading to infection.
Jesus.
Cinnamon contains the chemical coumarin, which is moderately toxic to the liver and the kidney if ingested in large amounts.
Moderate?
Yeah, unlike all the fucking booze I drink. In the first 3 months of 2012, American poison control centres received over 100 phone calls as a result of the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah.
A teenager in Michigan spent 4 days in hospital after attempting the cinnamon challenge. There you go. Fuck me, how did I just get 4 facts out of the cinnamon challenge?
Bear in mind, as kids, we would eat bloody, what were they, Daredevils? Remember the Jawbreakers? And that was cinnamon. Aye, like, no, thank
like
you.
They make, like, you make your mouth go all crinkly. Yeah.
So it would be all right, and then there was a shell in it that was really super hot, and then it would go back down to normal, and then you get chewing gum. But oh my god, no chance.
That was a huge amount of chewing gum to have, though, wasn't it? Like a huge bit of chewing.
For a kid, aye. Oh god, aye.
Man, I'd love a packet of those right now, just because you got 3.
Daredevils, aye.
It was those and the sour ones, which I didn't like as much.
Aye, there was 3 with the different colour balls. I can't remember they were. Jawbreakers, they were just called, weren't they?
Yeah.
Old boomers booming.
By the way, John, Titch is now 53 years old.
Oh,
we have lived
Titch.
too long.
Jesus, Titch.
God, Titch, why would you do this to us?
Titch. I lived my life through you. Look at me now. I'm an old man.
The seer is prevented from seeing location of the beast. However, there's another temple that he can visit where the beast's powers cannot see him or something.
Yep.
He agrees to travel with them to the Bog of Eternal Stench.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, same. Mate, there's a lot of this film. Talking to Liam Neeson, Alan Armstrong shows him the emeralds he's lifted. He goes, oh, they're just fucking pebbles.
Yeah.
The magic evidently doesn't pass outside the cave. Just then, the stalkers arrive and there's a battle. Luckily, the Cyclops has been following them and he's here to help. And he just fucking... tridents the shit out of them.
Yeah.
There's this bit where Robbie Coltrane sees one of the Slayers explode and just gives it this little raised eyebrow, doesn't he? I was like, Daddy cool.
That's it.
These battles, by the way, they'd look amazing if they were that little bit quicker. So, I don't know if you've got the opportunity to do this at home, listeners, but when the battles are going on, just pop them up to maybe 1.2 or 1.5 like I was able to do on my DVD. And they looked fucking phenomenal. They looked really good at 1.5. Yeah. Ergo introduced himself to the Cyclops. The Cyclops is called Rel. Bernard Bresslaw, by the way.
Yeah. Again, Doctor Who.
Of course, Carry On films.
Yeah.
Absolutely thought he had some cracking legs in Carry On Nurse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Went on forever.
Not long enough for a Cyclops, though. 6'7" and still had to wear lifts.
I've seen that.
That's phenomenal stuff,
crazy, isn't it? Aye. At least it's
followed,
practical, though.
Yeah. He followed because he knew that they needed help. Someone says, all men need company, and he just goes, yes, all men. If I'd not
wish I
seen
was one of
Bernard
those.
Bresslaw in stuff, right, I'd think he was just some bloke off the street that was tall.
Oh, aye.
Because
And just got
he's
in.
terrible in this.
He's giving nothing away, isn't he?
No, and
everything's all monosyllabic. And it's
I
just,
realise, like, most of his face is covered by, like, a bit of plastic and that.
Mm-hmm.
But look at Tom Hardy. Like, that fantastic deliverance on Bane. And, like, most of his
and
face is covered.
his face was covered, aye. So
And the
it
really
can be done.
good bit where he's on the front of the car in Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Aye,
another
still.
perfect film, by the way, Jake, just so you know. Fury Road,
Aye.
absolutely.
Aye, that's right
that
up
bit
there.
where he's got the thing on and they're using him as the blood bag.
Aye, that's good. Aye.
Should we do Fury Road? Just for fucking lols. Just because it's
get
such
much
a
of
great
it?
movie. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. If John, you know, and I know, but I don't think the listeners know. It's not about the facts.
That's no,
It's about me doing shit impressions.
Yeah. Well, one, you can do that one if we get to do Bad Boy Bobby.
I thought you were going to say Bad Boys for Life or whatever.
No. No.
Sure.
I'm-
Talking about wishes, Titch wants a puppy, and Rel, what would you have, Rel? Ignorance, and it just smash cut to the next scene.
aye.
Ignorance. It's just fucking,
Aye.
mate. What do you know?
I know.
What?
He's
What?
sin hangs, man.
Mate.
He's sin hangs.
Just not a distance. Yeah.
Aye. Aye.
Back in the dark prison, whatever the fuck's going on here, the princess is guided towards the beast, and he's just this huge eye. So I was like, okay, fair enough. In the swamp, there's quicksand, John, and
Yeah.
somebody called Menno falls in.
Menno! And Menno actually takes the time to actually lift the bag and throw it over to him.
Menno's like,
Oh.
listen, I'm indispensable, but whatever the fuck's in this bag, you're gonna want. They rescue everyone but him, but he's not a character, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but we don't. We generally don't.
Unlike how much I'm still not over Artax in the Neverending Story, by the way.
Oh, that'll never go away. That's a pain. That's a pain that lingers.
Mate, absolutely. Quicksand! Anything on quicksand, John?
Yeah. So the best way to survive quicksand is to distribute your weight over a wide area, as wide area as possible, by lying, sort of like trying to lie back or sit back.
Mate, I don't need to worry about that. My weight's distributed over a very wide area. It's fine.
Boy.
Places in the UK with quicksand: Broomway Path in Essex. In January 1969, 3 young men died after venturing onto the sands to shoot waterfowl.
Ooh.
Not nice.
Oh, was that Amos and bloody what's his face?
Mr. Wilkes. Also, Morecambe Bay, Lancashire. In 2004, 23 Chinese immigrant cockle pickers lost their lives to the quicksand. Remember that
hell.
in the news?
Cockle picking there.
As you say, John, if you're going to get out of it, stay calm, spread your weight, avoid moving.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to get out of something if you avoid moving? I do not know. Do not, like Homer, reach into the tar to pull out your legs. Whatever's
Aye.
going on there.
Yeah. Just lie back and think of Scotland.
Indeed. Freedom!
There's always quicksand in Tarzan, man. Why the hell was there always quicksand in Tarzan? There is no.
I assume it was always filmed in Morecambe.
Aye.
The seer gets murdered by the beast, right?
Aye.
Or
Grim as
something.
well.
He chose poorly.
Uh-huh.
He's been replaced by a monster version who attacks Colwyn. Luckily, at the back of the pack, Rel found the body that just fucking floats out of the
Floated
quicksand
up.
for some
Yeah.
reason.
See what happens if you stay still? Yeah. There you go.
And he tridents the monster. He says, it was a changeling. And I thought, oh, the changeling, better film.
Yeah.
Wish I was watching that. The
Just like the
George C.
just like
Scott
the
one.
younglings. Oh, aye. That's
Not
good.
the Angelina Jolie, my bairn's been nicked film.
Nah, you're all right. Nah, Changeling was quite good actually.
Uh,
Going to need to watch
Titch's-
more of his films.
George C. Scott. Patton's really
Aye.
good. Patton's really good, but it's really long. Titch is sad because the seer was his only family. They agree we're all your family now.
Oh,
Step
God.
family, of course.
Aye, obviously.
They're still away to find the Black Fortress, speak to the Widow of the Web, which Ynir agrees to do. Ergo turns into a puppy for Titch, and it's sweet. On subjects of things that we've lived too long for, that dog's also dead. So there you go.
Oh,
It's a cheery episode, this, isn't it?
next you'll be telling me all the Clydesdale horses that were the firemen as well.
Oh,
dead as well.
Clydesdales. Clydesdales.
Aye, Clydesdales, big man. The bank
some of my
likes to say
favourite
fuck
horses,
off.
by the way. Clydesdales and Shires.
Love it. Fact.
There you go. I shall add it to the list. In the woods, Ynir explains he's going to see the widow on his own. Each to his fate, he says. If I'm not back by morning, you shall know mine. I kind of like that line.
Aye.
They have no food and they're too tired to hunt. Luckily, Keegan has a wife or four nearby. And one of them can just turn up and cook for them because they're great big bloody men.
Yep. And they've just got some lassie that just follows their about, so that's nice, isn't it?
Oh, more on her, surely. The beast tells Lyssa that love is fleeting and that he can be any shape. He shows Lyssa that Colwyn is talking to a girl in the forest that he's sent to chat him up / kill him. She's having none of it, though. Oh, he's having none of it, though.
Aye, just no fail for the honey trap, that boy, is he?
Absolutely not. Now, that is true love from non-union James O'Brien. If you know who he is, listeners. In the web, it's like that one room in the Crystal Maze medieval zone where there's a giant spider and there's the bells on the thing, because there's bells going all around.
Yeah.
A giant white spider shows up and he calls the name Lyssa. And here's Madam Webb, by the way.
Yep. Yeah.
Of Dakota Johnson. She hears him and freezes the spider for the duration of this sand timer thing. The fuck was going on there? Ynir almost makes it, but the time runs out, and it's a foot race to the place that she lives. She explains that he left and left her with child, and that she killed their son when he left.
She killed a child out of spite?
Out of spite,
Oh, that was horrible, man.
He says he's forgiven her in spite of the fact he's only just learned about this, and still loves her. There's no way he could see her any way than how she was when they loved first. She becomes young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
She tells him the location of the fortress. She smashes the sand timer and gives him the sand in his fist, explaining it'll protect him. But when that runs out, his life will end. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why must you continue to kill people, Mrs. Webb?
I know.
Ynir makes it past the spider by just in his fist going, whoa, there's some fucking sand here, mate. And it's like a slug with salt. He returns to camp and explains the fortress will rise in the Iron Desert and vanish at sunset. He collapses and drops the last of the sand. Use your power wisely. Do not squander it. I learned from you and I will not forget it. And then he dies.
It's bloody dramatic, isn't it? Unless you just
very dramatic. Sandtimers, John, the origin of the hourglass is unclear. Its predecessor, the Kepsidria, or water clock, is known to have existed in Babylon and Egypt as early as the 16th century BCE.
Nice. What about BCE?
Yeah. The line here is, we'll bury him here. Well, I guess it beats carrying him 1,000 leagues, doesn't it?
I know. let's just hump him a bit. Anybody hungry?
Rel states that they have an option to get 1,000 leagues in a day. Fire mares.
Fire mares, there you go. There's a Clydesdales right there.
Fast in a day. Leagues, John, derived from an ancient Celtic unit and adopted by the Romans as the Liga. The league became a common unit of measurement throughout Western Europe.
Yeah.
1,000 leagues is 3,000 miles. And apparently, a league is how far a man should be able to travel fully armed back in the day.
Wow, that's a good fact.
So I'll have to Google how many leagues it is that we're doing.
Aye, yeah.
In an hour, travelling an hour. Anyway, we get to this valley where some horses are being forced into a dead end. The lads corral them. There's some fun stuff here that I liked, including Titch getting on a horse and holding on for dear life's quite good. Todd Carty trying and failing. And I was kind of like, oh, he's almost landed on that horse, but he fell off. That's Tucker's luck.
Oh, well done you, big man.
Thank you very much.
Well done you.
Thankfully, we're nearly there.
Do you know who he reminded me of? I don't know why, but every time I seen Todd Carty, he always reminded me of Christian Slater's character in
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, aye.
Yeah,
with the floppy hair and all that sort of thing. What Will Scarlet, you prick.
God blimey, Robin Hood, it's me, Will Scarlet, and some sherbet.
Sherbet, get up those apples and pears.
Rel isn't going, right? This is fucking astonishing
weird
stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
He has to stay here and accept his fate because it's time for him to die. If he doesn't die here, apparently it's going to cause him some great pain, right? But he then wanders around the party telling every cunt and their fucking beagle, right, that it's going to happen. Which, arguably, in a film of, 121 minutes long, I would have much, much, much preferred for him to have just done it once and saved me 3 minutes.
Totally.
I'm going to have to die here. I'm going to have to die here. I'm going to have to die here.
It's like fucking
and
hell.
then Titchy's like that. He's going to have to die here because if he don't, he's going to cause himself right pain, Governor.
Could have just done that in the Wanny. Just
Yeah.
could have rid away and let wee man Titch say that.
That's exactly it. But yeah, he can't go anywhere. He's got to die here. The pain. Remember the pain, listeners. They ride. The faster they ride, the horse's hooves become a flame. And it's good because, as John says, it's got Clydesdales.
Beautiful
And that's
horses.
fantastic.
Beautiful horses.
Gorgeous
Aye,
horses. Gorgeous
Beautiful,
horses.
beautiful.
There's some really good wide shots of them riding across the Italian countryside here, by the way. And they've just set fire to the fucking grass.
Aye, so they have that. It's like bloody. It's like Doc Brown trying to go across grass in that bloody DeLorean, isn't it? Let's set fire to it. Nobody don't know.
No. There's a little scene here somewhere with pampas grass, by the way. You remember pampas grass? Or Cortedria celonia, native to southern South America, including the Pampas region of Argentina, Uruguay and Brazil, which is where it gets its name. Several media outlets reported in the 2010s that it was planted by some couples who practice swinging in the United Kingdom as a way to indicate other swingers that they enjoyed the lifestyle. The reports caused a plunge in already declining sales.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man! Everybody knows it's pineapples, though, isn't it?
Upside down pineapples. Christ, that place in Falkirk with the big pineapple, the house.
I know. Swing City, isn't it?
Swing City. Yeah. Finally, before dawn, they make it to the fortress and start to climb the rocks, making their way in. This is basically just fucking climbing the movie, isn't it?
Aye.
There's a lot of climbing going on. These
It's
doors
like,
all open.
Cliffhanger.
They let a little raccoon go. Doors all open, and the stormtrooper slayers all in white, and they're absolutely shit
Just plugging
shots,
away.
but they are managing to keep them at bay.
Picking off all the non-union ones.
Running towards them, it's Rel on a flaming steed. Oh no, they finally hit somebody, and it's Cracker. They've killed Cracker.
Aye, Robert, right in his donuts. Donuts!
But that's all right because he was a paedophile TV show
There you
host.
go. Aye,
That's,
fucking National Treasure, big
National
man.
Treasure.
That's
Oh,
so
previous
good.
episode, by
That's
the way.
so good.
National Treasure, not that one.
Aye.
The
No, that one.
terrible.
But that National Treasure's absolutely
yeah,
astounding. I
it's
loved
really
it.
good. I don't
Loved
think I
it.
can watch that again.
No, it's dark. Yeah, it's dark. Definitely.
They make their way in with Rel's help, and he's doing his best Hodor, isn't he, at the fucking
Aye.
side of the wall. He gets trapped in the door as it closes, squishing him good and proper.
Proper goodies, bit of goodies in it.
Yeah. And I've written, great pain indeed.
Aye, because it didn't get much further than that. That must have been his premonition. He was going to get squished.
Yeah, that's it. As the lads run across the bridge, the final non-entity of the group gets blammoed off the bridge, and we get a brilliant Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, we did.
The Wilhelm scream, John, originates from a series of sound effects recorded in the 1951 movie Distant Drums. Gary Cooper filmed that one, by the way. It's thought to have been voiced by actor Sheb Woolley, uncredited in the film, but there's some argument about who it was. The National
That was
Science...
Sheb. That was Sheb. You can tell me that was Sheb.
The National Science and Media Museum says it's been featured in more than 400 films.
Aye, it's everywhere in it. It's so good though. It is, I can see why people pick it. It's a good one.
Keegan gets shot in the gut, and instead of Harvey Keitel telling him, "You're going to be okay," he just lays down and dies, doesn't he?
He's like, I'm out.
Like, tell all those 700 women that I loved them, including the one that I murdered on my wedding night in high spirits.
Still a good fun. I loved that, man. That was good. That was good fun.
The lads carry on chased by slayers. Titch and Ergo get trapped in this corridor underneath a thing.
Yeah, it opens up, drop
And
down.
Ergo turns himself into a tiger, which rips some slayers apart. That's pretty
Yeah, Right. Yeah. It's a bit time.
Meanwhile, Colwyn, Torquil, and Oisin. By the way, I have not used any of these names until this scene, the last scene. Reach the Queen in her prison. There's no way in except, maybe John, the glaive, which he hoys at the thing to open the cell door. Right, Torquil and Oisin just decide they're going to lean against a wall, and they fall through this portal.
And fall through it. Yeah.
And one of the last of, I said it was the last one, but there is yet another unimportant prisoner, get trapped in a corridor with spikes.
Yep, slowly closing in.
Yeah, the last one with no name gets his torso pierced on a spike and dies.
Very slowly. Oh.
Very slowly. Torquil, I would like to play a game. He's like a fucking Jigsaw is the fucking bad guy in this. Colwyn saves his queen, but here's the beast, and he's about 15 stories high and can breathe fire. The glaive pierces into his chest, and it falls on the ground, dead.
Heavy deed. Yeah. Well.
Dead, eh? The glaive refuses to return to Colwyn, even when he wills it really hard.
Aye.
And I was like,
At one point, a wee bit of pee fell out came out, didn't it?
Yeah, I think I would have shit myself if I was doing that. Heading to the beast corpse to grab the glaive, it awakens. It's not dead! The king and queen must run. He said, without the glaive, I cannot defeat him. It's not the glaive, it's you.
It's you, my love.
No, Lissa, it is us.
No.
And she gives him the fire from the wedding, and he gives the beast a proper Hadouken, doesn't he?
Yep. Oh, aye, proper.
Yoga
proper.
fire.
Aye, that's it.
And a yoga flame. It does the job and causes the fortress to start falling apart. Now, the fortress is falling, like dropping to bits down, isn't it, while they're in it? It's gravity. They all meet up running for it, except Ergo. The tiger's been defeated. And Tish is like, I'll stay with you, Ergo. And he's ringing the bells on this fucking stick. And the gang find him, scooping up Ergo, that's now a man, because it's much easier to pick up a man than a vicious beast.
True.
Making a run for it. They make it out in time before the place magically falls up into space before them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ergo is alive, but explains he should have stuck to puppies for coaxing small boys out of the woods.
Yeah, no shit.
Ynea, the narrator, explains once more that they shall rule the world and their son shall rule the galaxy. And that little prince that nobody liked became King Charles. And that's it.
Nice,
and that's the
it.
film. And you know
That's
what?
it.
It's fucking dog shit, but Biggie, just saying, mate, it's like 10 times better than Ice Pirates.
Aye, well, I'll get that.
There's so much more going on here than Ice Pirates.
I think I was on my phone more on Ice Pirates than I was with this. Sometimes you just
could remember.
You go.
Right, that's all I've got. No, I've got loads of facts, but you go first.
Yep. Right, okay. So, Winning Brew, a thoroughbred horse, who in 2008 ran a staggering speed of 43.97 miles per hour. Bear in mind, a horse can average run at 20 to 30 miles an hour, so that was one fast horse.
We've
so
done a lot of average horse speeds on this podcast in the past, I think.
Yeah, but no a winning speed like that, big man.
Fast motherfucker.
So there's no such thing as a glass spider. There is a glass frog, but spiders when they're young can be almost transparent.
Is that spider meant to be glass?
I think so, aye. Well, it's made of transparent, anyway, you can see through it. And contact lenses, right? Invented in 1888.
Oh, the black eyes of the beast of the changeling. Yeah.
So they weren't designed, they weren't invented to be magnified. They were actually invented to protect the eyes because there was a lot of eye diseases back in the day. So it was actually invented to protect the eyeball as opposed to use it to magnify. So there you go. That's me, mate. That's it.
Fantastic. 16 Clydesdale horses trained for 5 months to play the Firemares, a number of which came from the Royal Stables. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful, though. Beautiful.
More horses chat. Do horses have leaders? Because as I mentioned, we'll grab the leader. Horses live in groups in a pecking order, and the most dominant horse is the leader. However, the leader can change throughout the day because horses don't give a shit.
Horses, isn't it?
Horses for courses, mate.
Don't give two fucks.
The leader is usually the most social horse. I think I want to be a horse.
Aye.
Glaive John, a full-sized one on Etsy, £283.
Wow. Really?
I think I'll stick to sticking knives to a frisbee.
Nah,
Thanks very much.
I'll get a shuriken for Suck Elm Street. The Suck Elm Centre.
The production utilised 10 sound stages at Pinewood Studios, including the biggest of them all, the gigantic 007
007,
stage.
baby.
Keeps coming up.
Right.
Which is used for the exteriors of the swamp. The glaive. The glaive would be a good Q branch weapon, I've written.
Oh, yeah. God, aye. Especially if oil came out yet.
Yeah. It's a jam trousers. As a promotional gimmick for the film, the studio created a competition for people to get married dressed in costumes for the movie. A dozen lucky winners were married off in a one-day only ceremony in 1983. Jake, you're getting married this year. I can't believe your future wife didn't fancy it. I'm gonna say finally, a hand that could physically transform into a changeling claw was developed for the movie, but due to time constraints could not be developed and so was not used in the film. The piece was later completed for Toby Hooper's movie Life Force.
Life Force, yeah.
Life Force.
Life Force, yeah, boy. I love that film.
Indeed. Yeah, Life Force.
Patrick Stewart in it.
Future episode? Question mark?
Aye.
Maybe. Fantastic. John, let's top them up very quickly because my battery's running out and I don't know where my charger is.
Okay, again. Go.
What do you think we got?
87.
Higher.
92.
92.
What
there you go.
Right, battery
I'm
up. Right, conversation over. Goodbye. that was perfect, man.
Fantastic. That was good. Really good.
That was more than I thought.
we were
Yeah,
gonna
that was more than I thought.
So fantastic. If you like what we do, please give us a quid. You can do so at 100thingsfilm.co.uk or patreon.com/100thingsfilm. That would be really good if you would support us because it allows us to pay money to watch these films like John had to do because he couldn't find a copy anywhere.
$3.50, man.
Streaming.
Jesus.
So that money will not be winging its way to John. I'm going to put it in the charity just for lols.
Thank you, mate.
But yeah, so those people that like a shout out and want a shout out and pay indeed for a shout out are somewhere on my screen, somewhere in amongst all the many fucking millions of.
It's like Swordfish in your house, isn't it? With all these screens.
Oh, mates. Do you know what? Is that a film we should do? Swordfish?
I'd need to watch it again to double check.
Right, shout out to Gadget, Stig, Candy, Oodles and Biggie from the Modern Escapism podcast, who are starting a new season of Do Dragons Dream of Scorched Sheep, which is their D&D podcast. So get all over that. Lee Davies, James and Joe from Hallmark of Greatness. We're just, as this comes out, about to hit episode 4 of our Podcastaway 2000, which is just stealing my life. I'm watching so many episodes of people that have probably been dead for 5 years. Yeah, absolutely. Kieran Corrigan, Jake, thanks for picking this, Jake. We joke, but we had a great time. Lovely Rob Jones, Jen Stewart, Megan, Dale, Ali, Maria, Paul Parks from SP Film Viewers, Ian McComish, Nigel Davis from the Wonder Emporium, Dan Belson and Gavin Belson from the Be There with Belson podcast, Aaron Huggett from Z1 podcast, Niall Mono from Monorants Movies, yeah, indeed. Ian Graham, Cult Connections, Josh Wilson from Super Familiar with the Wilsons.
Belsons.
Yes, indeed. My fucking mouse isn't working. Rachel Plant and Phil Fairish. Thank you very much. By the way, I'm going to put it on socials. I haven't done yet. You're going to have to go back because I'm going to have done it like before this. But John, how much did you love that thing that Phil posted on Our Blue Sky?
Loved it.
I'm telling you, I didn't kill my wife, and it's your face going, I don't care. No, your face going, I'm telling you, I didn't kill my wife.
It's so good,
mate. It is fucking perfection. He is such a talented man.
He really is.
If he wasn't such a lazy man, and you know I love you, Phil, and you know I'm not saying any untruths here. If he wasn't such a lazy man, we would get him to do a lot of work for us for money.
Oh God, aye.
But money does not inspire Phil.
Nah,
he just wants time. He just has a zest for being a lazy man. Anyway, John, say some nice things to people that pay us money instead of all the horrible things I keep saying.
Well, somebody handed me some money today for for the charity walk. My
the
barber,
charity walk. Yeah.
my barber, I was telling him all about it. He cut my hair, charged me for the haircut, and then handed me money so I could put it into the charity. So that was an amazing thing that happened to me today. So
What a guy.
Thank you, Davey, my barber. Thank
Davey
you
the
very
barber.
much, Davey.
Yeah, thanks, Davey the barber. What's the barber shop? We'll give him a plug.
It's basically Davy's barber.
Davey Barber. Davey Barber.
Davy's barber.
Davey the barber in
And
Stirling. Where?
Aye. Oakham in the road. Glasgow
mate,
Road. It's in Glasgow Road.
I've just seen you lived there for fucking years. You still no idea what's going on.
See what it is? I remember my old barbers, Jimmy the Snip in Moss Park. How can I not remember?
Jimmy the Snip.
Jimmy the Snip. Aye.
Fuck. Did you go there for your bris?
I was thinking about it.
Anyway, fantastic. So thank you. And again, get on 100things11film.co.uk. It's the top link where you can donate to us having to walk. We're over £1,000. We're well over £1,000 now.
Yep.
And we know the closer we get, the more money we're going to bring in. So, yeah, thanks very much. John, next week, what are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about one that you've picked.
And I watched
about
it recently. I'm so excited.
Night of the Living Dead. Not the remake, the original.
The OG motherfucker.
OG,
Although that remake's great. That remake's really
I
good.
don't mind it. Honestly, don't mind it.
But the OG. Yeah, the OG.
It's still got it.
It's
Coming for you, Barbara.
She's
Still gives you the willies, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But for now, he's been John, I've been Plenty. The other bloke was Jake, and it's been 92 things that we learned from Krull. See ya.
See you guys.